Like 99% of Bert Kreischer fans out there, I came across him as a comedian when his show or skit, The Machine, went viral. Obviously, it's a pretty iconic comedic skit, and it has really thrust Bert Kreischer into the limelight. Ever since that skit, he's been immensely popular. And now he's got a movie.
7 years ago, one incredible story blew up the internet.
When I was 22, I got involved with the Russian mafia.
So let's dive into it. Let's start with the pros. It's made by a comedian, so it's actually funny. And I'm not kidding. This is one of the first movies I've been to in a long time where the audience is laughing out loud with it. The last one I can remember, I think it was like Girls Trip, and that was probably 5 years ago. There is so much comedic value in this movie. The one-liners Bert Kreischer has are so fantastic that it's good enough to carry the film. It's also important to recognize how fantastic, I'm going to say fantastic, the acting is by Bert Kreischer. For someone who is not an actor, he did a pretty good job. Mark Hamill's in it. Mark Hamill did an okay job. I don't think it was great. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark Hamill, so, probably a little biased there. But I don't think it was great, but it wasn't bad. In the supporting cast was all good. Their characters were so dumb and unique and just so perfectly embellished. It was a great comedy when it comes to their physical presence as well. I also want to take this time to really highlight that the movie was a decent length. I haven't looked up how long it was, but it felt like the right amount of time. Which I think is hard when it comes to comedies. You're used to something a little bit shorter. This felt like a movie. And I think one of the most important pros, really to highlight when you're talking about a movie, was that it felt good to watch. It was enjoyable through and through if you really understand that you're there to see a shittier comedy, right? You're not expecting, Gone with the Wind here. You're expecting a comedian's movie about a skit that he has, albeit I'm pretty sure he tells you that it's true, and sure, I'll take it that it's true. But it's a comedy movie. You're not going to see cinema. You're going to see a 2-hour movie that will make you laugh. And this movie succeeded in that. The cons, it's stupid. We've been over this. It's dumb. I mean, you go in expecting it to be bad. I fully expected when I walked in, I was like, this movie is going to be barely enjoyable. 4 out of 10. I'm very pleased to say that it's better than that. I have a con that is a little bit more nuanced, and I don't know if it's really even the right place to talk about this, but it's a little too violent. Like, I get it. I do. It just felt a little over the top, and not in a comedic way all of the time. There are definitely times where you can tell it's for comedic value, and I can appreciate and understand that. But there's times where it just went a little too far, and I was like, well, this is okay, here's another scene. Cons, I think it was a little sarcastic. And I'm gonna say this with the hesitation that it might have been, but it tries to impart a little bit of life lessons on you. And I don't think Bert Kreischer is the right person to accept life advice from. Not saying he's done anything wrong, just saying there's probably some other individuals out there. So that's me being really, really petty with it. Overall, though, I do think, despite its lackluster movie appeal, it's funny. I'm serious. Having a comedian and a real comedian be a big part of the movie making process helped, and be an actor in it. He crushed it. His one-liners legitimately carried the film. Cackling. There were people cackling in the theater. It was that funny. And now, sure, not all of it's funny, right? I mean, there's more serious moments, but it is a good movie. I'm not hesitating on calling it a good movie because it delivered on what it expected. Was it great? No. Was it worth the watch? I say yes. I actually would say yes. I went into this movie expecting a 4 out of 10, but as a self-proclaimed movie critic, I'd give it like a 6. I'd give it like a 6. It's a fine movie. It's funny. I enjoyed being there and watching it. I think the audience enjoyed being there and watching it. And everyone did a decent job in the movie. Personally, I'd say like a 6 as well. Maybe, yeah, I'd say a 6. I'm not going to give it any more than that. And it probably not less. It's a 6. The movie's a solid 6. But if it came on TV, I wouldn't skip it. I would probably watch it again. It is that funny, and I do think there's one-liners I need to go back and like make a note of. It's a good movie. Would I go spend money on it? Yes. I don't think there's too much coming out that's worth the watch right now, besides Spider-Man coming out in 2 days. But I'd go watch this. I think it's worth it. And shout out to Bert Kreischer for the career and the story. Man went from a viral YouTube video to hosting a very successful podcast. It's a Netflix deal, I'm pretty sure. I mean, dude's killing it, and you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. He did say he was hoping the movie made $125 million opening day, which would put to shame some Marvel movies. So I hope his expectations have been tempered a little. With all that being said, if you have the opportunity, why not watch it? It's better than some movies this year. Either way, I will catch y'all Friday. Be reviewing the Spider-Man movie, which is the longest animated, or one of the longest animated Western animated films. I'm excited. So until then, see ya.